I feel like when we cut it together, we made Drake look a lot tougher than it may have gone down. But I don't remember. It's been so long. I can't recall exactly what happened. Maybe he knows. Hello, I'm Ashton Kutcher, and I am here for Vanity Fair's scene selection. Let's check it out. The first one we're gonna watch is a cult classic, Dude, Where's My Car? Clickety-dickety-dock. Fabio, man. Fabio. What do you want to say? When I was in Iowa, somebody came up to me and asked me if I ever thought about being a male model. The only male model I knew was Fabio. And I was like, I don't think I look like Fabio. I don't think that that's a really even a job that you can have. And when Fabio showed up on the set, I told him that story. And I think Fabio may have looked at me and been like, no, you're not like me.
Me, 'cause I wasn't cool enough. Strict Come on.
I remember Danny Liner, the director who passed away, laughing so uproariously at the scene when we shot it, and just how much delight he took in filming this. At that time, I think I was 20. I couldn't grow facial hair to save my life. But Sean William Scott had one hell of a beard. It was unbelievable. There was so much stubble. How does anyone kiss a guy with that much stubble? And from that moment on, I really sympathize with anyone who kisses a guy with stubble because it's really unpleasant. It's like kissing sandpaper. I mean, he might have had the greatest lips in the world. I'll never know. The screenwriter was Phil Stark, who was also a writer on That 70s Show. Phil's a really interesting guy. He's now, I think he's a psychologist. So, if you ever need some dude therapy, you could go talk to old Phil Stark. Now we're gonna jump back in time a few decades to That 70s Show.
Well, I have a date too.
Who is it? What's his name?
His name is not important to me.
I mean, I think I'm 19 and Mila's 15 when we're doing this. Or I'm 20 and she's 15. We're so young. That's all I see.
What's important is he's better than you in every conceivable way.
Yeah.
Damn, Jackie, that could be anybody!
Yeah. I don't remember shooting this. It was 25 years ago. It's funny, someday my kids are gonna have to watch this and they're gonna be real confused about what was real and what wasn't real. And then we'll have to walk them through it. Terrifying to think. We're gonna jump ahead a little to 2.5 Men. Let's take a gander.
She's wondering, why did he spell his last name? Maybe I should know who he is. So now she's taking out her phone and Googling me.
Oh, I tried that once and I dropped my phone in the toilet. Fortunately, it was right after a courtesy flush.
My guy, John Cryer. Every one of those Hughes movies that John Cryer was in when I was a kid, I watched. Every single one of them. So the idea that I was actually in a scene, let alone a show, with John Cryer is bonkers to me. Because he's so brilliant and so wonderful and such a kind human being.
The first hit on my name is the Forbes 500 website, at which point in time she finds out exactly how much money I make. She forgets to go to the bathroom, along with everything she learned in Sunday school, slaps on some lipstick, and comes back into the bar.
Wow.
She probably unbuttons one button on her blouse. And...
You know what? I changed my mind about that drink.
Having done That 70s Show, I knew what a great life doing a sitcom was, and being in a sitcom and how much fun it is and how much of a family you build when you're shooting on set. There was obviously all of the sort of perception of what was happening there. And then there was the reality of what was happening there, which is a family that liked making people laugh and liked creating comedy, and that was desperate to play. And I got to join that group and be a part of that and share scenes with John Cryer on a regular basis for a couple of years, and it was just pure delight. This shit got no strings attached. That was a good one.
Hey, what are you writing?
Hi, how are you doing? And then a winky face.
No, Adam, it's after 10 p.m. Come on, the where are you text is like saying, hey, I want to have sex with you, but I just need to know how drunk you are.
Did you fuck Emma and then bring her a balloon?
Luda. So this was written by Liz Merriweather, and the screenplay was just fantastic. Like the notion of giving someone balloons after you hook up with them, like a bouquet of carrots, and making a period playlist, and like all of these just wonderful, thoughtful, but quirky, interesting sort of angles that the character takes. It was just brilliantly written. And then directed by Ivan Reitman, who was a legend before I ever had an opportunity to work with him.
You know, go from a position of power, something like, where am I? Why don't you check your underpants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't write that.
I would never write that.
See, I like to be kind of scary. Like, boo, here comes my dick.
Did you have sex with some girl and give her a balloon?
I remember talking to Chris Bridges, and he was telling me how he was going to buy a plane. And I was like, what? Like, you are going to buy like an airplane? And he was like, yeah, I'm buying a plane. And I was like, man, come on. And I would go out to the club with my friends. That song, Move, Bitch, we'd turn it into like a mosh pit of one another, just be like, move, bitch, get out the way, get out the way. So I tried to do it with him, and he was not having it. I thought that would be how he would feel about this. I was wrong.
So what'd you write back?
Hi.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's fine.
The irony of the whole thing is that while I was making this film, No Strings Attached, my wife was making a movie called Friends with Benefits, which was the exact same plot. We were both making virtually the same movie. And the way we ended up together was through a relationship that was very much a Friends with Benefits, No Strings Attached relationship that became something more than that. So yeah, kind of wild to watch that. Also in that film, I got to act with Natalie Portman, who's just such a fierce human being and a force of nature and an extraordinary actress. Yeah, just a fun love story. And next, we're gonna watch a clip from everyone's favorite prankster show. I don't even need to say the word.
Keys! Please look after for 1 second. I gotta find the keys to this damn thing. The doors are locked. Oh my God! Oh my God!
How much fun is that? That one was actually, I finished. I was like, okay, I'm done doing this. Because frankly, I just wanted to get invited to parties again. When you're the person that does that to other people, they're like, nah, we don't want him here. We don't know what's gonna happen. I think at the time, like Justin Bieber was like hosting the show and coming up with most of the pranks and doing stuff. And they asked me to come and do one more. And I was like, yeah, okay. But if we're gonna do it, I'm going big. We basically scripted what we wanted it to be, and it had been sitting on the shelf for a while because it's relatively complicated because we had to get the car into the parking garage and then hook it up to a rig so the car shook and made it feel like there was an actual earthquake happening. And then we had to rig every single thing in the parking garage that you could see that had any capacity of mobility so that it moved as well. And then time each one of those hits so that it would give the sensibility of actually being in and experiencing an earthquake.
Hey, what do you mean the Secret Service? Oh my God! All right, count. Oh my God! This isn't. I don't know what's going on.
Having people that are in so much control of every aspect of every day of their life and watching them be out of control for a brief moment is delightful. Drake called his mom and jumped on his friend's laugh. I feel like when we cut it together, we made Drake look a lot tougher than it may have gone down. But I don't remember. It's been so long, I can't recall exactly what happened. Maybe he knows. Maybe he would tell people, but I'll never tell.
You and I are gonna be in the same city for a whole week.
I know. When's the last time that we hung out that long?
I don't know, 2008? When you left LA because you were scared of earthquakes?
Okay, hey, the Chino Hills Temblor was no joke.
I learned that when there's an earthquake, it's called a temblor and not a tremor or a trembler. I always thought it was like a trembler or a tremor that was like, oh, no, did you feel that tremor? No, it's not tremor, it's temblor.
Anyway, I know you have to go to work and I want to give you your present before you go. So I was cleaning out this drawer.
You clean things out?
Occasionally I clean things out. And look what I found!
You know what's interesting about this scene is that Reese had already shot her side of this scene before I shot my side of the scene. So in this scene, I was reacting to the performance that she had already given. So I was trying to remember the various takes that she had done and improvs that she had done in order to play against it.
I know you hate mementos.
Yeah, no, I hate mementos above all mentos.
Okay, hold on. Here's your present. Look. I put this in the end table the night you stayed over because, I don't know, I thought it would be a keepsake at our wedding or something. That's how dumb I was in my 20s.
You weren't dumb.
I was a little bit dumb.
Because she had already recorded her side, the timing and the space that I had to actually deliver my side of the performance was very concise relative to the exact amount of time that was between her side. Working that out in the cuts was really tricky and complicated.
The best part of the whole night was when I took all your money.
That was the best part?
I mean, it overshadowed the sex part because you fled the next day.
Wait, hold on. I did call you later.
Going through the pandemic, this movie is like the movie I wanted to watch. It's happy, it's upbeat, it's hopeful. And then my entire career, when I was choosing to do romantic comedies, I always wanted to do one with Reese. And I'd worked with Aline quite a bit, like kind of behind the scenes, like working out different films, scenes, things, problems in films that I'd worked on before. And so the combo of working with the two of them seemed extraordinarily exciting. And making the movie that I felt like I wanted to see, that was an exciting opportunity. Thanks for taking this walk down memory lane with me. This is really fun. And we'll see you next time.